Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Mercha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this is, just some more information here concerning this situation that's, starting to make its it's brewing more and more with Texas and the Biden administration, the Democrats, the federal government, whatever, however you want to call it, over this whole border situation. Okay, which is now starting to bleed into a constitutional, I don't even want to call it debate, but that's pretty much where it's going now. Okay, so this is from zerohedge.com, and as you can see in the headline, war, 25 red states rally round Texas as battle brews with Biden over border. Okay, and that's the key part right there, which is that, yes, we know that there's been this ongoing back and forth between Texas and the federal government concerning the border situation. But now, as it's starting to become an even bigger issue, you have more states, okay, as they call them, red states, that have rallied behind Texas in support to say, like, yeah, we're on your side, basically. Okay. Interestingly enough, this is all happening during this election year. Now, let me actually look this up because, we always make reference to a Civil War movie. Okay. Now, this is a movie called Civil War, which is slated to come out in 2024. Yeah, it's supposed to be released April of 2024. And I mean, like I said, let me see what it tells us about the plot. Okay, the premise. It says, in the near future, a team of journalists travel across the United States during a rapidly escalating civil war that has engulfed the entire nation, struggling to survive during a time when the government has become a dystopian dictatorship and partisan extremist militias regularly commit political violence. So this is basically the premise of the movie Civil War. Quite interesting, right? So let's keep on reading here. It says a coalition of red states has rallied around Texas after Governor Greg Abbott invoked the state's constitutional right to self-defense due to the migrant crisis, which he deemed an invasion. The Biden administration has truly abdicated its responsibility to enforce the immigration laws on the books. Texas has a constitutional right to defend and protect itself. We will continue to hold the line. Let's hear this. Once it loads. Which hopefully will be soon. And I guess not. All right, so let's keep on reading, and maybe by the time it loads, we can come back to it. So it says here, as End Wokeness notes, a coalition of 25 Republican governors have signed a joint letter in support of the Texas resistance. That's like damn near like half of the U.S., right? I think there's like so-called 50 or 51 states or so. Okay, so that's very interesting. There is a joint letter with 25 governors. Now, we got to see, like, how far is this, going to go, right? So this is from End Wokeness. Here is a joint letter with 25 governors supporting the Texas border resistance against our rogue federal government. And this is the view that the people have pretty much of their government. And you already know when society gets to a point like this, it's really right, the calm before the storm, so to speak, and that the scriptures tell you that in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, that they shall not regard their kings nor princes, okay, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Elon Musk says, wow, The support began on Wednesday with Governor Kevin Stitt tweeting, "Oklahoma stands with Texas," which I played this in my previous lesson. All right, Texas is upholding the law while Biden is flouting it. Said Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. So you can already start to see where this is going. And if indeed it does continue to go in this direction, then, this might have been a spot-on predictive programming film. Okay, but hey, who knows? They could find another way to go about it, try to de-escalate it, but we have to watch and see. If the Constitution really made states powerless to defend themselves against an invasion, it wouldn't have been ratified in the first place, and Texas would have never joined the Union when it did. Texas is upholding the law while Biden is flouting it. That's what we're seeing here. Another one here, breaking: Trump calls for all willing state governors to deploy their National Guards to Texas and to remove the illegals back across the border. Now, wouldn't it be interesting, right, if you end up now having a situation where you have certain states, similar to like what happened back during the Roman Empire, right, where when you actually deal with this guy Vespasian, right? Vespasian, Flavian, yeah. When you actually look at how he came into power as a emperor, it was actually his troops, I think in Egypt that basically deemed him as emperor based on the chaos and turmoil that was going on in Rome at the time. Okay, now I want to see if we can find where it says that. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, and also obviously by support of the Senate. But it says Vespasian was declared emperor by the Senate while he was in Egypt on 21st December 69. The Egyptians had declared him emperor in the summer. In the short term, administration of the empire, or in the short term, administration of the empire was given to Mucianus, who was aided by Vespasian's son Domitian. And then, it goes on, so on and so forth. But the point is, they had the power to say, hey, because Vespasian was a general, okay, who was actually sent by Nero to go and quell that rebellion, and then he ended up becoming emperor. But the point is, wouldn't it be interesting, right, if it went in the route where now you had certain of these states or these governors start to take heed to what Trump is saying, and sort of, just ignore what the federal government is saying, and basically like, what, we're not even gonna take heed to what you're saying anymore, and now you have this is just a hypothetical situation, but now you have this great division where some states are basically following Trump as their leader, and others are sort of on the opposing side with Biden and so on. That would be a very interesting. Don't know how real, how possible that is, but it'd be definitely be an interesting scenario there. Okay, but it would cause a lot of chaos and turmoil, which indeed these elites are looking for anyway. Okay, keep in mind that as a part of their plan, they all these different countries and these different nations, they want to level them. Okay, they want to level them. They want to break down the whole so-called capitalistic idea and the individualism, break it all down and centralize it. Okay, and the best way to do that is to instill chaos within these different countries, to destabilize them and to basically bring down that structure. Okay, and once that's done, they have the ability to rebuild how they want it to be. And of course, the optics couldn't be worse for the Biden administration, which is now faced with the prospect of going to war with Texas during an election year to keep the border open. Isn't that going to be interesting? For the Biden administration to go to war with Texas, with these other 25 states basically rallying behind Texas. That would be a civil war, wouldn't it? And Wall Street Silver pointed out, and you have a lot of these militia groups that are also ready to join forces on the other side in support of what they believe, right, in what they believe is support of the Constitution. And Wall Street Silver pointed out on X, Texas is authorized to engage in war if being invaded according to Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3 of the Constitution. 2024 indeed, huh? And just reading that specific part right there, it says, no state shall, without consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops, or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state or with a foreign power, or engage in war unless actually invaded, or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. Though an ex-user, Blue Apples, points out, Abbott cited the dissenting or losing position in Arizona versus United States, which determined that federal law overrides state laws when it comes to regulating those who are unlawfully present in the U.S., except when it comes to a state's right to require officers to verify the citizenship or alien status of detained migrants, which in this case, like we went into, you had the federal government that's paying these NGOs to basically bring these migrants in, okay, and start transporting them to these different cities. And when you see some of the videos, man, of the kind of people that are being let through here, man, majority of them are men. Okay, majority of them are men. And let me see if I can actually. There was one. Let me see. Is it GMS Awakening 144? The brother Mwanga Bar put it up on his alternative page. Let's see. Where is that page? Yeah, it's there we go. This one. I'm a Mwanga Bar, and you look at the videos. Here it is happening now, right? This is the mass invasion, and when you look at these people, it's not gonna autoplay now, but you can click on this video and watch it. They don't look like women to me. I'm sure there were like one or two sprinkled up in there, but I mean, hey, let's see, let's see. But don't be surprised when Second Ezra 15 takes place and you start seeing faces like this, breaking up in your crib. Okay, and then you're gonna see, because here it is. You have certain states, reporting and telling their people, if you have an extra room in your house, come and partner with us, and we can open that up to house some of these migrants. You have no idea what their intentions are. Oh yeah, just gonna house them in my house, give them a spare room, and just let them stay there. And I got work. So when I go to work and I leave my wife and kids at home, but they just stay there, I don't know what's going to happen to them. Maybe I come home one day and something happened to them, but it's all right. I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart. Okay. Anyway, regardless, Abbott has drawn a line in the sand, and whatever litigation may play out in the courts is secondary to the fact that this is happening now. Indeed it is. As journalist Matt Walsh notes, Abbott has Biden over a barrel here. And once again, too, keep in mind that there are a lot of things that are going on right now. So there's these elites always, set up these situations, okay, as distractions as well. Okay, so when something starts to become prevalent, yes, it's good to, keep your eyes on it, watch and see what happens, but also pay attention to everything else that's going on. Don't forget, this is the year that the whole Epstein list, they were saying that they were uncovering the documents and exposing these people, and then in spite of that, a lot of different things have been taking place all at once. You look to your left and there's something going on there. Then you look to your right, there's something going on there. There's always something going on somewhere. What is Biden going to do? Send the military in to forcibly open the border in an election year? Whew, wouldn't that be crazy? I'm sure he'd like to, and would if he could get away with it, but it would turn the vast majority of the country against him. Let's see, is there some more in here? So is it the case that the Democrats are truly ready to go to war with Texas? Yeah, this is what people are asking. All right. And yeah, and that's pretty much about it on here. I'm going to get this quick precept. Okay, as the Lord said, part of the prophecies that Yahushua said would be the signs before his return. Right now, this is Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that these things are happening. Okay, but speaking on nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, he also mentioned about divisions within a kingdom and what would happen. Right? Matthew 12:25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, because it can't stand. Right? And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing this division that is becoming more and more prevalent. And if it keeps going in this direction, it's going to lead to what we all, see happening. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So at the end of the day, let's keep watching and see, what becomes of this. How does this play out? This is definitely looking to be a very interesting year, but we have to watch and see, how these things play out at the end of the day. But anyway, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying and informative to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.